Hey guys, so we're Lugia860 here, and today I wanted to show you guys the difference between Japanese and any other language Pokemon card. And for this, I have two Thundurus cards, one in Japanese and one in English. And in lots of previous videos, I've said how I think Japanese cards are a lot better made and better quality. Well, I'm going to show you why I think this. And I'm going to try my best to show you because obviously these cards are small and the detail in them is pretty tiny. So hopefully this will work. So let's just look at the American version here. I mean, standard card. I'm sure a bunch of you have this and have seen it have seen it. Jeez. And it's, it's a nice card. But the Japanese version is just better. So let's try to pick them up. Here's the English version. The only thing the English version does that I really like is they have this like bumpy texture on it. You can kind of see it, how the card kind of stands out from the holographic backing. But one thing I definitely do not like is this, this weak rim around, because it's very easy to damage it. So I keep it in a case at all times, minus for this video. But I mean, this is a mint card. I pulled it myself in the booster box I opened previously, which you can find on this channel. And I mean, it almost looks like it's damaged, even though I've not played it. It went directly into a sleeve. I've never touched it other than that, and it still kind of looks damaged. So I really don't like that at all. But if you look at the Japanese version, it's like a metallic almost. You can see the difference. Really, just it's so much better. The border is, absolutely flawless. I also pulled this from the Japanese black and white. That was one of my first videos on this channel. So this card is special for that. And it's also it's beautiful. I mean, you can see, it almost looks like sun rays. And for the bolts or the thorns on its tail, let's see if I can get it closer. I mean, you could just look at that. Let's just switch it into a different mode, my camera that is. And if you look at this, you can see, look at the tail. You can see how the light reflects off of it. And it's just an overall just great card. The texture is different. So if you just look at it like that. Look at the tails when I do this. The English one does not do that and the Japanese one does. So I feel like this one can go through a lot more playing and, trading or whatever, and this one cannot. I wish they were not made like that, but what can you do? And if you you can hear me scratch it. Totally different sound. They're completely different materials, although similar. Thundurus's body is similar, but nothing else is. I mean, this card is gorgeous. Even for the elemental symbols, the energy symbols, they are different. They have that circular reflection going on there. I mean, you could see the rim has that sparkle to it. It's just, I don't know. They're obviously printed in different places. I think that's the main issue here. I don't know where English version cards are printed, but that's probably the main difference here. Different materials. I don't know who made the decision or who's responsible, but I think that's enough of the full art cards. My next example is the holographic cards. And for that, I have two Zoroark cards, English, Japanese, and right off the bat, you can see the difference here. The American card, or whatever version card you have, has this ugly yellow border. This yellow border just throws off the entire card. Well, the Japanese version has a sleek silver holographic border all the way around the card, and it makes it look nice. It reflects better. The card itself is more holographic than the English card, and it's just a lot sleeker. It's better to look at. This yellow border just makes this card, I hate to say ugly, but it makes it ugly. It's just, this border is gorgeous. Also, this card, they have different feels to them. This one feels almost like it's got like somebody sprayed it with something, like a protection barrier, like almost laminate feeling. Well, this one does not. So I feel like I could almost get this one wet. I mean, I'm not going to try that, but I feel this one would go through more play, and if you had younger kids who played the game, this would last longer. And same thing for the back. This one's just kind of, if you got it wet, it would be ruined. This one, I mean, I can almost like bend this and it would not get damaged. But I'm not going to try that with this one because it is stiff and it would get damaged. But, I mean, there's just a huge difference between the versions. This one also, for Japanese cards, down here, it's kind of hard to tell. Okay, here, I'll use my second example. You can see it has a first edition sign. English cards don't have that anymore. I mean, if you go back a ways, they used to have first edition, but they don't do that anymore. First edition doesn't exist in English or any other language cards besides Japanese anymore. I don't know what happened there. They just decided to do away with it. They only sell one version of the card. So, food for thought there. Also, the symbol down here, we get a star for rare, and they just get an R. So, straightforward. I mean, you'd think it would be the other way around, but it's not. And we also get a symbol. They make up a symbol for each set, and they just have black, white, 1. So that's a lot more straightforward because these symbols are hard to remember, and they're sometimes difficult. I just don't know why they do that. BW1 is just a lot more simple. Black and white, set 1. Bam. There you go. But, I mean, you can just see how... my thingy keeps falling. Jeez. You can just see how a lot more holographic they are. These Japanese cards are than the American. I mean, it's sometimes hard to even tell it's holographic from afar. I mean, look at that. You can blatantly tell that this is holographic, and this one's sometimes hard to tell. Alright, so I already showed you my Japanese example for Rufflet. Here, again, is the ugly yellow border American version, and the silver border version of the American, or of the Japanese card. They are, identical translations, peck, slash, same layout. I mean, again, you got the U for, is that uncommon? I don't know what that stands for, because this is just a common version in English. I believe this is uncommon because these were put in different sets. This was in black and white 1, and this was in the second set in the US. This was not put in the original black and white set. So this is probably, here you go, here's another difference. They divide cards up in sets and sometimes switch them over to make sets fit. So there you have an example of that. I mean, this silver border just looks so much better. This yellow border is just, I hate it. I think it's awful. Well, there's an example of that. And the final example I have is Level X cards. I have a Machamp Level X Japanese, and I have a Drapion Level X in English. And you can sort of see the difference. They're pretty much set up the same. They're holographic all the way around. And the main difference here is, again, the Japanese card has that, feel of it where it wouldn't get damaged as much as if you were to, do that with a Drapion Level X. But I'm going to try and show you guys the difference here. And that is when do you see the stars? This card has stars all over it. Kind of hard to show you guys, but I mean, all over the card are these little stars that make the card you know, gorgeous. They reflect all over the card. So you can definitely see a bit of difference. It's not as drastic as the other versions I've shown you, but I mean, it's there. You can see it, sort of. At least I hope so. So I hope this enlightened you, and, you know, let me know what you guys think. I definitely like the Japanese version better, but hey, there could be people out there who like the classic yellow border look. Certainly it's interesting, the differences. I don't know. I'd like to know, actually. I mean, is it do we not have the materials? Is the printer, head of the printing, you know, being cheap? Or what's really going on? I don't know, but, you know, these full art cards, the difference is a little saddening because the Japanese art cards are so much better. Like, I know a couple of collectors who only collect Japanese cards because of that. So, interesting thought there. I mean, I will still get English cards because I speak English, but I'll definitely pick up a couple of Japanese cards here and there. So, definitely interesting. So, let me know what you guys think. I'd love to know. And hopefully you know, this enlightened you, and I think I already said that. Jeez. Hopefully this hopefully you figured out the differences, and maybe you'll start collecting Japanese cards. I mean, there's certainly that. They pop up on eBay, and you can get them on AmiAmi, and you can get them tons of places. If you just use Google. Google is your friend. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all later.